inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar, archived for 2 weeks, or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
You know, the economy's been, I think it's fair to say, more resilient than most.
More weak data. Let's start out with factory. More weak data. Let's start out with factory orders. Down up 0.4. We're expecting up 0.8. Negative revision in the rear view mirror. If we look at transportation, we're expecting up 0.2. No, it's down 0.2. And also a worse revision in the rear view mirror from -0.7 to -1%. 50.3 on ISM services. That is much weaker than what we were expecting. We're expecting a number over 52. And 50.3 is the weakest level since we were under 50 in Dece of last year.
Well, it doesn't seem like the economy's very resilient, does it? It's amazing. Just like this week here, listen to this.
The president's Investing in America agenda is bringing manufacturing back to America, strengthening America's energy security.
That's not true at all. And then listen to this.
Productivity is going to really improve. And
no, it's not. Look, it's unbelievable how they just sit there and lie, okay? We have the lowest productivity in 28 years. You're not going to increase productivity unless we stop stock buybacks. That's right. It's been 14 years since CEOs have been taking profits and plowing them back into their companies to increase productivity, which is a good thing, because when you increase productivity, you're increasing wages, you're increasing jobs, people's standard of living go up, people start buying stuff, the economy grows. For 14 years, CEOs have been taking that money and doing stock buybacks, which has been hurting the companies and hurting the folks, hurting their wages. That's why our wages are behind, where we have inflation much higher than wages. So to say that productivity is coming back, you think you can get a CEO for 14 years now that the CEO's been getting wealthy, doing stock buybacks because they have options? You think they're going to stop doing that to help the folks? I don't think so. Are you kidding? Factories, bringing factories back? What is she, nuts? What factories? We're closing 21 factories a week. a week. We have the lowest productivity, as I said, in 28 years. Manufacturing's at a 14-year low. Orders, talk about new orders, they're at a 3-year low. I mean, these people just make this stuff up. You know, people are asking, you think we're going to have another housing crash? And the answer is, of course we're going to. We're in the middle of a housing crash right now. What do you mean we're going to have another housing crash? Of course we're going to have a housing crash. Are you kidding? And then that's going to be followed by the big tech bubble crash. The big tech bubble we're in now, where everybody's chasing the same 3 to 5 stocks. That's going to go down next. You know, people don't realize, they don't follow history at all. I mean, you got to go back and look at 2001 to 2006. Remember, right after 9/11, what did Bush do? He created a housing bubble because he wanted to get the economy going. Remember that? And that didn't work out so well. And when he started to raise rates again, remember, in 2001, the Fed rate was at 6.5%. He dropped it to 1% so you could bring mortgages down to 5.8%. And then by the time he hit 2004, he had to start raising rates. So the Fed rate went from 1% to 2.25. Mortgage rates went up a little bit, still about that 5.8. And then again, remember, in 2005, Bush had to raise the Fed rate again from 1% to 4.25. And then he had to raise rates from 2005 to 2006 from 4.25 to 5.25. And then we had a crash in 2006. Now remember, when you raise rates, there's a delay before the crash. It takes about a year, okay, for that rate hike to reflect inside the economy. So when he started to raise rates in 2004, 2005, it takes between about 18 and 24 months, okay, for that rate to affect the economy. And boom, the market went down. So let's take a look at what's going on now. First of all, if you go and take a look at home sales, since March to now, okay, since March to June, they've dropped 23%. 23%. All week I've been telling you that my position is the market is setting itself up for a major crash, major correction. But I think the housing market is going to start first, just like it did with Bush. The housing market goes first. So, and now let's take a look at the housing market. Remember, in 2020, what did they do? When everything broke, all hell broke loose with COVID, they said, let's start another housing bubble. Let's copy the Bush housing bubble of 2001 to 2006. Let's do another housing bubble in 2020. So the Fed, what they do? They dropped their rates to zero. A 30-year fixed mortgage, 3.1%. 2021, still at zero. Rates went from 3.1 down to 3%. Fed rate, all of a sudden we're starting to raise rates. 2022, what's happened? We had to raise the Fed rate from 0 to 4.5. And mortgage rates, remember, went from 3 to 5.3, slowing down the housing market. Here we are in 2023. We raised rates from 4.5, the Fed rate, to 5.25. Why would we be so lucky to think once? Now remember, we just did this. It takes a year. At least a year, to hit you with that 5.25. It took about a year when the market crashed under Bush in 2006, because he started to raise rates in 2005. Because of those rates, the market started to crash in 2006. We just started raising our rates. So is there going to be? Of course there's going to be a crash. What we're having right now is a delay of the crash, because when you start raising rates, and here's the proof, take a look at 2001 to 2006. Bush's housing bubble. How did it finally crash? Because the rates in 2005 from 2.25 to 4.25, the Fed rate 2.25 to 4.25, that finally hit in 2006. Takes a year. Boom, big crash. We haven't had our year yet. So we'll have a year when, Willie? The year, 1 year from the time we raised those rates to 5 1/4 where we are now. I think we're about, it'd be May of 2024. So in May of 2024, you're going to have a housing crash. The same way we had the housing crash back in 2001, 2006. I mean, just common sense tells you if we had a crash with 5 1/4 Fed rates, why aren't we going to have a crash with 5 1/4 now? What are you, nuts? Of course we are. So again, people don't understand, just because they raise rates, you don't automatically crash a market or a housing market. It takes time for it to filter through the economy. So housing, that's a guarantee. But what about the tech bubble? That's going to follow. That's going to be the big one. And I think you can start seeing that October. That's what I think. More on this when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar archived for 2 weeks, or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so you got to remember the way it works, there's always a delay, but nobody's ever going to tell you the truth. So the history, just go look at history. In 2005, when Bush had created his housing bubble and he moved the Fed rate from 1% to 4.25%, so 2001, he dropped it from 6.5 to 1%. And then in 2005, when he raised it to 4.25%, it took 12 months for that to hit the economy, the consequences of that 4.25% to hit the economy. Then he raised rates at 5.25%. And then when that hit, we had a disaster. Everybody understands what happened to the housing market. It's not going to be any difference. So here we are, 2022. We had, in December, they raised the rates 4.5%. From 0 to 4.5%. I'm talking about now. In 2022, they raised it from 0 to 4.25%. The ramifications of that interest rate, the consequences of that from 0 to 4.5%, that hit us this past December 2022, 6 months ago. And look what's happened in 6 months. The housing market has stalled. Sales dropped 23% already. So she's just hitting us. Now he's raised the other rate. Now he raised the rate in 2023 to 5.25%. Same thing that Bush did. So Bush went from 4.25% to 5.25%, and we went from 4.5% to 5.25%. Now, when are we going to hit that? And remember, he raised that in May. In May, here we are, June. So he just raised that 5.25%. We haven't felt those consequences. When those hit us in 12 months, we're going to have the same consequences that Bush caused when he raised rates to 5.25%. So you see how that works. So when you look forward, you're going to get slammed with that 5.25%. But see, people don't think about that, and they're not told that, so they're caught off guard, so they don't prepare for it. So mark it down that I said on this date, June 9, 2023, that on May of 2024, you're going to feel the ramifications in the housing market of the rate from 4.5 to 5.25. And he raised it, just in May. We're in June now. So see, everything is delayed. It's the same thing with the stock market. Same thing with the stock market. People don't get it. So they're caught off guard. So if you remember what I was talking about yesterday, I said, they keep telling us how the bottom is in them. And no, it's not. You can't have a bottom in the market unless you fix what caused the crash to happen. So we had a crash in the spiders from January 2022 to October 2022. And everybody said, that's the bottom. No, it's not. And then the NASDAQ, we had a 38% drop from November 2021 to December 2022. So neither has the spiders or the NASDAQ put a bottom in. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because here's why. We didn't fix what caused that crash. What is that? Biden wiped out our energy independence. That's linked directly to Biden's 40-year high inflation. Biden then wiped out, because of that, $675 billion in a stock market value. Biden had a record national debt with record interest rate payments, record deficits, again, caused by him spending an historic 40% more than the revenues that we take in taxes. And what's he do with all that money? He puts it into stimulus. American COVID, Inflation Reduction Act, which there's no inflation reduction. All that garbage is in there. Ski areas and all that crap. And these boats, ferry boats, and all this garbage. And so he hit us with the American COVID, Inflation Reduction Act. These cost us a fortune. That hasn't hit us yet. Okay? And then he destroyed the value of our dollar. See, we got to fix that. See, we got to fix the deficits that he caused because he's spending 40% more than the revenue he's taking in. So before we have that bottom, for that bottom to stay in the market, everybody's talking about the October 13th S&P 500 bottom. Before that to stick, we got to fix what got us there. Have we yet fixed that he's spending? Has he stopped spending? He's still spending 40% more. So you got to fix that before the bottom sticks. We got to fix the damage from the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, and this omnibus bill. Have we fixed that? No. Have we fixed the destruction of the value of the dollar, the record trade deficits, the low productivity, the low manufacturing, the sinking of our economy and corporate earnings? Have we fixed that? All resulted in a decrease in our standard of living. Have we fixed the fact that we have a historic number of people working multiple jobs? We have a historic number of people working part-time. See, that's got to be fixed. Because that's what caused the NASDAQ to go down 38% and the S&P to go 28%, and you're fooling yourself listening to the fake Business News Network and saying, oh, the bottom is in. The October 13th bottom is in. Now, we've had 4 events. We've had 4 events from 1998 to 2023 that caused the rally to go up 1,400% and the S&P to go up 337%. Right after 9/11, we had the Bush housing bubble. All right, remember that? And then after that, when that collapsed, they started another bubble, the QE zero rates in 2008. And then that collapsing, then he started the pandemic housing bubble. We're just talking about that. This is all the stuff we're dealing with now.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang give platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil. Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar archived for 2 weeks or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com.
And remember, it's only $80, and that's on Saturday, June 24th, online. If you can't make it online, it's okay, because it's archived for 2 weeks. And I call it Life-Saving Financial Seminar because it is. Because just like what I'm talking about today, you don't hear anybody talking about the housing market or the delay in these rate hikes, that they whack you down the road. So when you hear, oh, rates just went from 4.5% to 5.25%, everybody's going, oh, I don't feel anything. Oh, boy, we dodged that bullet. That's what everybody thought in 2006. Well, guess what? They didn't dodge the bullet. That was a terrible housing crash. But this one's going to be much worse. Here's why. Because in 2020 to 2022, remember what they did? They dropped the rates to 3% was the average rate. The Bush 2001-2000 housing bubble, the average rate was about 5.8%. That's why 2020 came, the housing boom from 2020, 2020, was so explosive. And homes here in Sarasota, Florida went nuts. A home that was on the market for $500,000 immediately when they dropped those rates, went up to $800,000. Then there was a bidding war, and they would sell it for $1 million. I mean, it was crazy. So people have overpaid for their homes. And there's just a survey that came out just recent that said buyer's remorse. They realized they overpaid for their house at least 20 to 30%. And most of them only put 10% down or 20% down. So they're upside down again. But we're going to have the house. See, here's the thing. The housing crash will start first. And there's no getting around it. Unless somebody can explain to me, why are we going to be so lucky this time when we hit 5.25% Fed rate, that we're not going to have a crash in the housing market. But when we hit the 5.25% in 2006, we had a crash in the housing market. And why wouldn't we have a crash now when the inflation of these homes, the inflated prices, much worse between 2020 and 2022 compared to 2001 and 2006? I mean, nuts. They went insane. So it's going to be much worse. And then going back to after that, and don't remember, we got, on the other hand, we also got China. Remember, I told you that. I told you about China in 2018, January 16th. I said, this is January 2018. I said, mark this down. Okay, Phil Grandy said this is the beginning of the crash. But what delayed the crash? We had the 2018 crash, and then we had the COVID crash, right? The 2020 COVID crash. And then we had the big crash, the 38% crash, right, of December 2021 to November 2021, December 2022. So there was 3 crashes, but it took a long time because it was delayed because of the amount of liquidity that's in the market. The last thing we had going on here was the crash that we had with the banks. Horrible crash. We had 4 banks crash. 3 of them, the 4 were bigger and caused more damage than the first 25 banks that crashed in 2008. And they're not done yet. They're not done yet. So we haven't even felt that. But my point is, it would have been okay. We wouldn't be in the position we're in right now if from 2000, remember, how we got that 1,400% was from 4 events. We had let's start with after 9/11, the Bush housing bubble. Remember how the stock market started to take off, right? That's 2001, 2006. Then, when that crashed, then we started the 2008 QE. Bring rates down to 0. Stock buybacks. Give the CEOs money free. They can buy their own stock. So when they reduced their own outstanding shares, their earnings went up without profits, and their stock price went up without profits. That's why it used to be illegal. And then while we're suffering this crash, okay, all of a sudden, or this inflation, all of a sudden we have the pandemic housing bubble on top of us. So that QE, now remember, that QE, and if you go back to, in other words, if you go back to the 2001 to 2006 housing, the 2008 to 2020 QE, where all the stock buybacks and tech stocks went crazy and the stock market went up 1,400%. Then you go back to this housing bubble again in 2023. What happened? None of the 1,400% rally was from earnings or increased productivity or business investment. See, none of those all that money you made in the stock market, that's all puff. It's all just air. And it's going to come out of the bubble when it pops. Wouldn't it have been nice if we went from 2001 to 2023, and what caused the 1,400% rally in the NASDAQ and what caused the 325% rally in the S&P was earnings and productivity. Wouldn't it have been nice that companies, instead of taking that 0% interest money and buying their own shares to reduce their amount of outstanding shares to artificially push up their earnings when they didn't have any, to artificially push up their stock price when there was nothing behind it but air. Wouldn't it have been nice if those were real? But no, nobody wanted to stop this game. So for 14 years, housing bubble, stock bubble, then another housing bubble, and now we got the bank bubble. What'd they do with the bank? They wouldn't even let the banks crash in March of 2023. What'd they do? They printed $400 billion more and threw it at the banks so the stock market wouldn't go down. So we have all these events. Bush housing bubble. Then we had the QE, 2008 to 2020 QE, stocks going straight up, all stock buybacks, no earnings, no profits. And then we had the pandemic. Then we had all the subsidies. Biden comes in, and now we got all these crazy subsidies, the Inflation Act and the American Act and all this stupid stuff. That it was all stimulus. So all the housing prices that went up, all the stock prices that went up is one big bubble. And see, when I'm telling you the truth. Just go back and see what happened with the housing market in 2006 when they hit 5.25% Fed rate. And we're at 5.25% now. But remember, that just happened in May. We got about another 10 months before we feel the ramifications, and it's going to be worse than what we felt in 2006 when we hit 5.25%. Sell short.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership, or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com, and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
All right, Steve. You know, when you join our gang, what I've been telling you, like, for example, that most people don't understand is just like these interest rates. Nobody understands what's going to happen between now and May of next year. The housing market's going to get worse. The crash is going to be much bigger than 2001 to 2006 because it was a much bigger bubble. It was huge. I mean, within days, houses were going nuts in prices. And I mean, that's a hell of a crash. And we got, also remember, we got credit tightening right now. We also have distressed commercial sales. Unbelievable how that's going to hit us. And never mind the fact we have the highest credit card debt and the lowest savings. I mean, we got record debt. But let's put all that aside. Just remember what I'm telling you. We got a problem with China. Just like I told you on January 16, 2018. I said, this market's going to crash. And I said, it will be China. I said, first it will be the tech stocks that take us down, and then it will be China. Well, guess what? We started with the tech stocks taking us down. And now comes China. And then Germany, we found out last week, which is, they're the foundation of all Europe. They're in huge trouble. Remember, China is important to the United States and every country around the world because you sell everything to China, the population they have, especially metals and materials, and they're really suffering. They're in real trouble. So that's going to really hurt our economy. We haven't seen anything yet, but come to our webinar, and I promise you, when you're finished with it, you're going to feel good. You're going to say, well, it doesn't really matter if the market goes down because I'm going to make money when the market goes down. See, you got to put yourself, ever since, remember, this whole market changed, starting, okay, with this whole damn stock buybacks, starting back in 2008. And as I said, we've had 4 events that drove the market up 1,400% on the NASDAQ, housing, QE08s with stock buybacks, another fake housing bubble, the pandemic housing bubble in 2020, 2022, and now the banks are failing and they print another $400 billion to make sure the market doesn't go down. None of these stock prices were driven by earnings or by profits. And then you look and you got 5 stocks holding up the entire market. And when you take the S&P, and when you have the S&P and you only have, let's say, 23% of 500 stocks participating in these prices going up, you're screwed. You're screwed. Market's going to crash. You can't have a big rally like we had last week with just a few banks. I mean, just a few stocks holding the whole market up. And what they call breadth, 23% of the 500 stocks are the only ones that are participating. Say, I'll pay these prices. But see, they won't tell you that on CNBC. They won't tell you that on Fox Business. They're not going to tell you that. They remember, they're as bad as our government. I mean, I don't want to get into the politics, but I was stunned last night when I learned that they took Trump, and whether you hate him or like him, indicted him for the same thing that Hillary Clinton did and the same thing that Biden did. Same exact thing. I mean, I don't want to get into all that. You can hear that from everybody else. But you really think Wall Street's any different? You don't think they screwed you from 2001? From 2001 to 2023, you're sitting there thinking, wow, the market's going up big. If you know what you're doing, anybody can make money. The idea is how do you hold on to it? So when this market starts crashing, and it will, and it'll be led off, remember, it's going to be led by the housing market, just like it did in 2006. And then what happened after the crash 2006, they had to come up with another bubble. Come on, let's do another bubble. What bubble can we do? All right, let's do QE like Japan did years ago. But they didn't tell anybody. It didn't work. QE only works for the very, very wealthy. The 1/100th, 1%, not even the 1%. Because remember, QE is nothing more to enrich the people who have assets. Okay? Look at vineyards. Vineyards during the pandemic went from $50,000 an acre up to $300,000. Pelosi became a mega millionaire with all her vineyards. Diamonds, artwork went up 72%. That's why they want inflation. Do you think Biden or somebody in Congress is not going to give the people inflation who fund them to be in Congress, to be in the White House? We got a swamp in Washington, but we got a as bad or worse swamp on Wall Street. So, but you don't have to worry about it. If you have the tools, which our color-coded chart always works, it's never wrong. And if you're following me right now on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, here, I'm going to put it up. Look, here's Pro 2. How could you ever go wrong? Look, you put this with your other charts, but you don't execute until it's green. See right there where it's green. When it's green, and this is on the bottom right here, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. You know exactly when to buy right there. That's called the sweet spot right there. See, that's the sweet spot right in here. And then you know how to short when it turns red. And then you short in the sweet spot. Short in the sweet spot right here. This is what you're going to learn. So if you stay in the sweet spot and on both on short and long, and you use a color-coded aid, which is aiding you. When you're ready to buy a stock, your candlesticks are all red, green, red, green, 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 red, red, green. Looks like a Christmas tree, for God's sakes. My chart doesn't look. It's all solid green or all solid red. And then if I'm in a stock and it's all solid green, and my algorithms are telling me big institution money are in there, you're safe. And if the institutions start pulling their money out, guess what? It turns yellow, warning me. It turns yellow, warning. What an aid. What a tool. I've had more people copying this. Okay, but trust me, this is the one that works. Because we're here to assist you with it. Okay, it's not a simple green, you buy red, you sell short. You got to have some education to it. You need some support with it. That's what we do. And once you get the hang of it, you're going to say, oh, God, every time our members right now, when they go to buy a stock, and if their Pro 2 for some reason is not working, right, because their computer's not working, they go nuts. I got to have my Pro 2 back. I get my Pro 2 up. Because they become so dependent on it. Because it's never wrong. It's never wrong. And you'll learn that in 10 days. So if I'm lying to you, you'll know at the end of 10 days. So it's a great tool. So, and when you come to the webinar, you're going to learn, again, things about the market you have no clue to what I was talking about today. But it's so hard to get people to believe you because all they want is a hot stock. That's all they want. And they think they can hear somebody on CNBC or Fox Business come out with a stock and they're going to get rich. Or that old bag, Warren Buffett, he's buying something, right? I better buy it. I'm going to get rich too. No, you're not. No, you're not. So at least if you're with us, you got a support system behind you. And you got the best color-coded charts, so you'll have confidence. So when you're ready to buy a stock, you look, is it green or is it red? And then stay with the stocks that we're working with every day. You'll be fine. And the beautiful thing, when the stock market crashes, goes down, you'll be making money. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and sign up for our Saturday webinar, June 24th. Go to philsgang.com. And go to Gift Shop and sign up.
You
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.